Hey, welcome back to the Nets. Unbiased views, they're fast, they're furious. Topics that I'll cover today: Diego Armando Maradona. So, I do not usually do videos all by myself when it comes to football. I'm always accompanied by Elroy and Samved. But this is something that had to be touched. It's a sad day for footballing fraternity. A legend, probably arguably the best footballer ever, Diego Armando Maradona, um, passed away yesterday. So, growing up, since there was not much cable TV or satellite TV back in the days, the only name that was familiar to us was Diego Maradona. I remember back in '88 was when I heard the name the first time from a few of my friends, and I had never seen him play, but I knew how he looked like. I had, again, didn't have TV, and the first time I was lucky enough to see him was in 1990. But let's roll back and see how his life. Let's walk through his life for a minute here. Way back in 1983, he signed for was Argentina Juniors. He scored 113 goals in 167 appearances. Amazing numbers. That's a goal every 80, 70 odd minutes. After that, I think he announced himself on the big stage there, and the first professional contract he got was with Boca Juniors. There was a 4 million transfer to Boca Juniors at back in the days. He spent 1 year with Boca, and then Barcelona came calling. He moved to Barcelona for 7.6 millions, which was probably a world record back in those days. He in Barcelona, he won them the Copa del Rey. He won them the Spanish Super Cup, and that was in the year 1983. So Barcelona had a double back in that day. After that, in 1984, he moved to Napoli, and 75,000 Italian fans from Napoli were waiting for him to land there. Those numbers may sound nothing as right now, but back in those days, 75,000 fans waiting for a glimpse of probably the biggest footballer on that stage coming to join their club was something unimagined. 1987, he won the World Cup he won the Serie A for Napoli. But before that, 1986 was when he actually announced himself on the international arena. And people always talk about Messi, and what is lacking with Messi is that he has not won a World Cup. Here he is, Diego Armando Maradona, 1986, single handedly won Argentina the World Cup. I wouldn't say single handedly, well, it's a team game, definitely. But 5 assists and 5 goals in a World Cup from a striker, you don't ask for much. What he is remembered for, again, in that specific World Cup was the quarterfinal where he had two goals, two different poles apart. One of them where he cheated with his hand, shoved the hand into the back of the net with his hands and called it the hand of God. And then the other exquisite, amazing goal where he dribbled past six English players and scored the goal. That was when you first realized this man is a genius. He can do things that probably at that point of time no one else could. He just the left foot was magic, sheer magic. After that, 1986, he again he showed his consistency by helping a team like Napoli, win the Serie A 1987 and 1990. But what we skipped there is there was also a 15-month period where he was tested positive for cocaine and had to sit out. FIFA had banned him, so he had to sit out from all football activities for 15 months. Um, he comes back, wins them Syria again in 1990. But in 1990, he also had a World Cup, a decent World Cup run. I wouldn't say a great one, but that was the first time I actually got a chance to see him. And again, absolute brilliant. He helped Argentina go all the way up to the finals, but lost to Germany, West Germany back in those days, and lost 1-0 in the finals. And I remember him crying. That was the first time that I had experienced a grown man crying for a loss of football, and I was way too young back then to even understand what it means like or what it was all about. But now I think we all have gone through those moments where your team loses, and for some reason you tend to cry along with them. So but nonetheless, the genius of the player that he was, that still stayed there at that age when he was pretty much over the hill, over the peak of his career. After that, he again represented Argentina in a 1994 World Cup. But before that, he was supposed to represent Argentina in the 1994 World Cup, but he was again tested positive for a contraband substance and was given another 15-month ban. So he was sent back home from the World Cup back, and probably that was where people had pretty much resigned that this is probably the last they would see of Maradona. He also had a suspended jail sentence back in the days for evading taxes in Spain, but he finally left Napoli in 1992 and joined Sevilla. He lasted in Sevilla for 1 year, and that is where the tax evasion came in from. He again went back to Argentina and joined old Neville's old boys, and in the end retired with Boca Juniors. He tried his hand at managing Argentina as well in 2008, but that didn't end well. They lost against rampant Germany in 4-0, and how that German team lost in the finals is absolutely, I mean, how they didn't win that World Cup was mind boggling. I still cannot get over that. But nonetheless, that was probably the last time that people saw Maradona on the big screen. After that, he tried managing a club in the Middle East, but that was again not something that he could be proud of himself. And there was some other images of Maradona in this current World Cup where he was celebrating with some rude gesture to the fans, which again people wouldn't want to remember him for that. So it's been a pretty up and down career for Maradona. It's one of those guys where you get all the fame, you get all the success, but you somehow cannot really digest it, and it usually turns, it goes down south for some people. But the way you remember him is for that brilliant left touch that he had with his foot. I don't think there would be any better footballer who has a better left touch than Maradona did. And I will stick with left because there is Dennis Bergkamp with the right, and let's not get there. Well, actually, Dennis Bergkamp with both, but let's not get there. So I guess that is all that we know about Maradona, and he had a surgery on 2nd November 2020. Got a clean sheet from the doctors on 5th. He was discharged from the hospital, and then suddenly on 25th, the world footballing fraternity gets the shock that Maradona is no more. And I know all football clubs pretty much all around the world have been shocked by this. Players have been wearing a black armband today when they played for the Champions League or UEFA today. But nonetheless, that was the rise and fall of Maradona. Tons and tons of rise, tons and tons of cups, many trophies to go along with that, and then in the end, a sad end. I guess that's life. But that's all that I have. I hope wherever he is, he's resting in peace now. So, a sad day for football, but the show must go on. So, I guess that's all that I have for today. So, guys, if you like the video, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you don't like it, leave it in the comments. I will be more than glad to change my content or update my content. Thank you, and keep watching us, keep subscribing to us. Stay healthy and stay safe wherever you are. Thank you.